Jumu'ah or Jumu'ah is a congregational prayer that Muslims hold every Friday, just after noon in the place of Zuhr prayer. Muslims pray ordinarily 5 times each day according to the sun's sky path regardless of time zones. In Quran, it is mentioned in the Quran, O ye who believe, when the call is proclaimed to prayer on Friday, hasten earnestly to the remembrance of Allah, and leave off business that is best for you if ye but knew. And when the prayer is finished, then may ye disperse through the land, and seek of the bounty of Allah, and celebrate the praises of Allah often, that ye may prosper. Quran, Surah 62, Ayat 9-10 in Hadith. From Hadith, narrated Abu Hurairah, the Prophet said, on every Friday the angels take their stand at every gate of the mosques to write the names of the people chronologically, and when the Imam sits, they fold up their scrolls and get ready to listen to the sermon, collected by Muhammad al-Bukhari. Sahih al-Bukhari. Muslim ibn al-Hajjaj an-Naysaburi relates that the Islamic prophet Muhammad used to read Surah 87 and Surah 88 in Eid prayers and also in Friday prayers. If one of the festivals fell on a Friday, the Prophet would have made sure to read these 2 surahs in the prayers. Muhammad is quoted as saying, "The best day the sun rises over is Friday. On it Allah created Adam. On it, he was made to enter paradise. On it he was expelled from it. And the last hour will take place on no other day than Friday." Ahmad and at-Tirmidhi. Abu Hurairah also quoted Muhammad, "Any man who performs ghusl on Friday, perfumes himself if he has perfume, wears the best of his clothes, then goes to the mosque and offers as many prayers as he wishes while not harming anybody, then listens quietly while the Imam speaks until he offers the prayer, will have all his sins between that Friday and the next forgiven." Al-Bukhari. A.W. ibn A.W. narrated that the Prophet said, "Whoever performs ghusl on Friday and causes to do ghusl, then goes early to the mosque and attends from the beginning of the khutbah and draws near to the Imam and listens to him attentively, Allah will give him the full reward of fasting all the days of a year and observing night vigil on each of its nights for every step that he took towards the mosque." Ibn Khuzaimah. Ahmad. Further, Muhammad said, "Any Muslim who dies during the day or night of Friday will be protected by Allah from the trial of the grave." At-Tirmidhi and Ahmad. Format: the Jumu'ah prayer is half the Zuhr prayer, for convenience, preceded by a khutbah prayer, and followed by a congregational prayer, led by the Imam. In most cases the Khatib also serves as the Imam. Attendance is strictly incumbent upon all adult males who are legal residents of the locality. The muezzin makes the call to prayer, called the adhan, usually 15 to 20 minutes prior to the start of Jumu'ah. When the Khatib takes his place on the minbar, a second adhan is made. The Khatib is supposed to deliver 2 sermons, stopping and sitting briefly between them. In practice, the first sermon is longer and contains most of the content. The second sermon is very brief and concludes with a dua, after which the muezzin calls the iqamah. This signals the start of the main 2-rakat prayer of Jumu'ah. In Shia Islam, historically, Shiite clergy discouraged Shiites from attending Friday prayers. According to them, communal Friday prayers with a sermon were wrong and had lapsed until the return of their 12th Imam, Muhammad al-Mahdi. However, among others, Shiite modernist Muhammad ibn Muhammad Mahdi al-Khalisi demanded that Shiites should more carefully observe Friday prayers in a step to bridge the gap with Sunnis. Later, the practice of communal Friday prayers was developed, and became standard thereafterwards, by Ruhollah Khomeini in Iran and later by Muhammad Sadiq al-Sadr in Iraq. They justified the practice under the newly promoted guardianship of the Islamic jurists doctrine. When al-Sadr installed Friday prayer imams in Shia-majority areas, a practice not traditional in Iraqi Shiism and considered revolutionary, if not heretical, it put him at odds with the Shia religious establishment in Najaf. Under both Khomeini and al-Sadr, political sermons would be heard. Attendance rates. The communal prayers have higher compliance of worshippers, as compared to the non-communal ritual prayers. In Turkey, for example, the ritual prayers are performed regularly by 44% of the whole adult population, whereas Friday prayers were regularly attended by 56%. According to surveys conducted by Iran's Ministry of Culture and Guidance, less than 1.4% of Iranians attend Friday prayers.